诶，等一
哦，
下，
现在吗？好。
就像这样。好，
Hi everyone, we're Henry and Melly, and today we'll be presenting on the book 1984, and our topic today is language. Our presentation outline will be first newspeak, then the importance of language, language politics, and political correctness. Newspeak is the official language of Oceania created under INSOC and expected to replace Old Speak by the year 2050. And Winsor's friend Syme worked in the research department editing the 11th edition of the Newspeak dictionary. He describes this process in this quote. He says, "We're destroying words, scores of them, hundreds of them, every day. We're cutting the language down to the bone." And then he goes on saying, "Don't you see that the whole aim of Newsweek is to narrow the range of thought? In the end, we shall make thought crime literally impossible, because there will be no words in which to express it. For example, we have the word good, and to express the opposite, why should we have the word bad? If ungood is ungood the same? Not really, in our opinions. In our opinion, ungood is not the same as bad, because it cannot express exactly our emotions, our human emotions. And the idea of the party is to control thoughts and emotions, and to break the link between generations so we cannot pass the message. And why is language so important? First of all, language structures and limits the ideas that individuals are capable of formulating and expressing. This is called linguistic determinism. In his work Politics and the English Language, George Orwell said that if thoughts can corrupt language, language can also corrupt thoughts. Because we are the ones that use the language in our everyday life, we're constantly shaping it to our ideas. But at the same time, language, as powerful as it can be used as a tool to control the population. So George Orwell wanted to warn us about the dangers of the use of language by authorities to manipulate politics and the public opinion. Because who controls language also controls the narrative. Then I want to dive deeper into the notion of language politics, which is the way language and words are used and impact in the political arena. Take Brexit, for example. This word was first used in 2012. Initially, the term didn't take off for several years until 2015 in the general election of the UK and with the announcement of the referendum. It was this time that the word Brexit exploded, and in social media, the word became internationalized, and nowadays it has become a word commonly used in our daily life. We can see that we can see how language and politics influence each other. The political debate created the need for this word, and at the same time, the catchiness of Brexit helped the Leave campaign. And by accepting this term, by repeating it and making it so frequent that it comes out automatically, alternative perspectives and ideas about ending the UK's membership to the EU have been closed down. Another example is the Chinese virus, or Wuhan 病毒. And when President Donald Trump was president at that time, he called the coronavirus the Chinese virus. And in Twitter, the hashtags Chinese virus and Wuhan virus trended in the US. This labeling of an illness led to the stigmatization of the virus, and by attaching the virus to a nation of people, in many cases resulted in xenophobia and violence against the Asian community. The same goes for Taiwan. Colloquially, people we still call it Wuhan Pingdu. This has a big political connotation which can be translated into "Oh, the virus comes from China, and they're to blame. We're Taiwan, and we're different. We didn't create the virus." It is a way to separate ourselves from China, but still we think it's discrimination. So it is important to remember that words matter, and the language we use has power.
Hi everyone, I'm Henry. So when we were reading the story, we felt that the concept of newspeak is kind of similar to political correctness, which is also about changing the language and altering the words we can use. Although most of the time political correctness is positive and the essence of it is completely different from newspeak, we still think that it may also have some negative impacts, just like newspeak, thereby making it a worthwhile topic to discuss. First of all, let's define what is political correctness. Political correctness is a term used to describe language and ideas that are intended to avoid insulting, excluding, or harming people who are already experiencing disadvantage and discrimination in society, such as women, LGBTQ, Black people, the disabled, and so on. Next. Well, people who support PC culture often refer to linguistic relativity theory, which is also known as Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. This theory was mostly created by Edward Sapir and his then student Benjamin Whorf, who believed that our language not only affects how we communicate, but also restricts our thought processes. Furthermore, our thought processes predominantly influence how we look at the world. In a nutshell, our language shapes our reality. Next. As a result, when people are using some politically incorrect words, although maybe they are not meant to disdain or hurt others' feelings, they can still be influenced by the usage of those words and gradually come up with the idea that a certain group is inferior to them or link certain types of individuals to something bad. On the contrary, by using PC language, people can create an inclusive environment where individuals from different backgrounds and identities can feel respected and valued. Next. For example, according to the Telegraph, no edition of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory has been altered to eliminate words that are deemed inappropriate to make the minorities feel more inclusive and represented. Like this boy in the story is no longer described as fat because the words fat can perpetuate stereotypes, discrimination, and marginalization to overweight people. Besides, references to mothers and fathers have been updated to parents or family, since the old description can possibly create an image that the family consisting of a mother and a father is normal and superior. And then the children who have two fathers or two mothers may feel excluded when reading the story. Personally, I think these changes do have some positive effects, so I won't criticize these alterations. However, on the other hand, this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing is one of the reasons why some people oppose political correctness. Next. Nowadays, lots of people think that political correctness and cancel culture have gone too far. They feel like political correctness are suffocating rational dialogues in public space, which are crucial for social progress. Besides, some of them argue that PC culture is sucking the fun out of everything. The only thing you can make fun of is a boring white straight man. Next. According to the poll made by Cato Institute in 2017, 71% of Americans says political correctness has silenced discussions that society needs to have. In addition, 58% have political views they are afraid to share. This survey shows that political correctness discourages some people to share their thoughts. But can we call this suppression of free speech? Next. I believe the answer is no, we can't. For me, I think the argument that PC prevents freedom of speech is full of flaws because freedom of speech gives a person the right to say what they feel, but it also gives other people the rights to point out the offensive words you say and subsequently cancel you. Freedom of speech doesn't mean your words can be criticized. It just means you can't be silenced. Even if you have been canceled, you can still express your sexist and racist thoughts. You can literally say whatever you want to say, as long as they are not illegal. The only thing change is that maybe next time there will be less people to pay attention to your speech. Next.
Okay, to finish up, I have here a quote that Syme said. So he said, "The revolution will be complete when the language is perfect." And this made us question, can language really be perfect? Our answer is no. Language cannot be perfect. We are human beings. We're and we have flaws, and our thoughts are messy. So, and we are all diverse. So, if we want to perfect language, we have to, like in the book, uh, restrict ourselves and limit freedom of speech. So yeah, in our opinion, language cannot be perfect. That is all we have for today. Thank you for listening.